Wonderful morning to everyone. Welcome back to the pre-market outlook discussion for the date of 4th June 2026. This day it is not going to be a tougher one for the traders, and it is going to reflect the behavior it has shown for the recent three sessions, particularly the recent 2-1. Based on that, the past performance, the review of the behavior and all, what's signaling the Nifty or Sensex probably getting oscillated between yesterday's high and low. It is very simple. If it is trying to move towards the high of yesterday's one, where one can actually initiate the short positions or book the profits if you are having on longs. Vice versa for the support side, if the Nifty or Sensex is expected to move, means where one can, in advance to reaching any support zones or resistance zones, one can initiate the or build the positions according to the direction you are getting the confirmation. As we have queued up some important or key dates to be followed with the high and low range of that particular dates. The final one, which is actually joining in the key dates list, means yesterday's one. This has been already informed to you all while ending the session of yesterday's pre-market that this day also going to act somewhat impactful for the next two sessions like. So in that manner, yesterday's high and low can be set as a range for today's trend. And you can take the trades with a buy on dip strategy mostly favoring. Of course, sell on rise also should be needed to be followed or deployed, because to enjoy either side of benefits for the traders. Since it has almost formed a lower high and a lower low kind of pattern, if you are taking the high and close of the everyday candle. But anyhow, this is not that much strong conviction based confirmations or signal we are having on the chart. The strong confirmation where we can get based on the important dates, resistance are high, support are low, once getting approached or breached. Until it is doing that, so the range what it is having as a live one, until that levels are getting approached, one can keep the strategies as a buy on dip near to the support and sell on rise near to the resistance point. These resistance and supports are high and low of the particular dates we have mentioned as the major one, 21st of May, high and low. Next, 29th of May. Then 1st June's high and low. Then the yesterday's one, 3rd June's high and low. So these 4 dates high and low, one by one, if it is getting approached or breached by the way of attaining the low or sustaining above the low point of any particular dates we have discussed now. Afterwards, that particular day's high should be attained. If it is combinedly getting attaining of the 2 days or 3 days low points while getting attained to the recent one, means that can be treated as an additional confirmation. The strength the markets are gaining, like one can consider and move on. Same approaches can be for the high attaining or crossing the high points of particular dates. If it is happening by the way of crossing the high of any particular day starting from yesterday's one till 21st May, one actually get the conviction or clear about the improvements in the structure and behavior. Based on that confirmation, one can keep focusing on the same direction where you are getting initial, an additional, and consequent or consistent confirmation, and the final confirmation. Final confirmation means, of course, it should be for the positional trade setups only, which may not be having a chance for making the day trading based one, since the final confirmation is required to attain above the low point of 21st May and high point of 21st May. So in both way, if it is confirming, then only you can get the final confirmation for the bull trend to be resuming, or otherwise the new leg of bull rally also expected. So these are all the strategies. One by one can look out and approach by yourself and get the clarity about where you should enter, where you should exit, where you should book the profit, where you should enter with an accumulation strategy and all because of this behavior analysis happened, and we have provided the outcomes based on that. For that, the important dates high and low will be helping you all. Hope you got the clarity about approaching the market with the strategies we have discussed till now. Based on yesterday's behavior, what it denotes means the bounce, of course, happened consecutive 2 sessions. The market witnessed a bounce, even though it has given the lower than the low kind of actions, price actions on the chart. And the Monday's low consecutively 2 sessions has been held without giving below to that point. That is a minor confirmation one can get for the bottom is being cooked now, not confirmed but. So the bounce is here, but the test remains, means the sell on rise proactively witnessing chances of whenever it is getting the, or markets are approaching the resistance zones of important dates one we have discussed, there it is impacting through the way of building a new sorts, or a existing one might have been already accumulated means. So these and all the important things when and why the markets are getting attracted by the selling whenever it is trying to approach the previous day's high. So that is the major point one should underscore, and you can act based on that previous day's high it is nearing, means you can aware that the selling may be happening based on the behavior it has witnessed for the recent sessions. Vice versa for the low side also. So the opening trend is anticipated in the way of flat one for the Indian markets. Amidst the major global indices signals the weak trend, so which may be take an attempt to give back the gains through the way of bouncing back in yesterday's and the previous day. That means 2 days back, the Tuesdays, Wednesdays bounces and all may be given back through the way of a new short build-up and sell off, where one can see for that kind of selling, if the markets are attracting before 12 to 1 o'clock period, that can be treated as a buying opportunity once it reaches the support zone, or in advance to the meager point of support zone also one can take the decision of initiating the long positions. For an instance, how you should apply means, if the markets while opening trying to fall because of the 2 days of bounce which has garnered the almost 150 points to 200 points of recovery, that may be easily given up through the way of building or through the way of attracting the selling at the initial stage of the market itself. So one can follow in the same trend or track by the way of buying put option or initiating the short positions on the futures options wherever it is. And you can calmly wait till the yesterday's low getting approached by the market. For that, you should actually mind about yesterday's low of 23,150. Hope you all understand the support zone we have finally given for the markets. Yesterday's movement, that was 23,150. That was acting as the recent swing based low, and that was already once broken, and that became resistance at that time, and now it is became or acting as a support point for the Nifty. So this 23,150, as long as it is getting protected without breaking, means you can see again and again the buying interest around the 23,150. You can actually fix it as 23,150 to 23,200. Don't wait till it is getting approached. So the 23,150 to 23,200, if you are accumulating or building the long positions with the stop loss, because it should not break 23,150 is our clear condition based on the behavior analysis. So if you are following this for building the long positions, the probability will be happening till it is reaching 23,300 to 23,350. The bounce back activities may be getting continued, which may happen even during the forenoon, or if not, during the afternoon season of the intraday of Nifty's one can be seen in the way of recovering. So in that manner, you can approach the market. And as like that, if the yesterday's high and all around 400 something, 23,400 something, it has approached. So that means the 23,459 was the yesterday's high, I think. So the 23,400 to 23,450, and if you are a aggressive trader between 23,350 to 23,450, you can start or you can accumulate short positions or buying put options between this range, and you can enjoy by the way of drifting back to the 23,300 to 23,200 zone, where you can book the profit for the short positions you built. That's it. You can approach in that manner for the day trading opportunities on the index, which may be for Nifty Sensex, and even for Bank Nifty, mid cap also can be added. So from the positional aspect, the markets are still termed to be weak because it is still trading below the 23,700 as an interim behavior shift zone. Until it is keeping this behavior, we can term it as a weak trend is persisting like. For the day, the sectors which includes bank, financial services, and particularly the public sector bank. IT, based on the profit booking, it has somewhat retraced yesterday, which may be continuing with a mixer activity. Then consumer goods, not only the FMCG, which also concludes, that means the includes of consumptions, consumer discretionaries, and FMCG. Defense, mixed activities can be seen on the defense. Mostly on the downside, we can expect for the defense. That's all for the sectors. One should focus for getting opportunity under these sectors. And the stocks which includes based on news, all stocks are listed here today based on news. So the same stocks have been circulated in the way of today's trending stocks. That are includes BHEL, Hero Motocorp, Arabindo Pharma, LTM, TCS, Apollo Hospitals, Agarwal Industries, Mankind Pharma, and many more are there. So that can be focused for day trading opportunities. Follow the stop loss as a firm one for all kind of transactions, whether it is day trading, whether it is long or short, and positional trades also. That's it for the pre-market discussion today. We can have it the next one in tomorrow's one. Wishing everyone to have a favorable trading day today, because it is going to be a common cool nature of markets today, even though there are volatility expected. Thank you for participating. We'll be meeting again tomorrow. Bye-bye.